Centuries ago, when you started a race, someone would take a stick and just draw a line in the dirt, just scratch out a line. And that's where we get the phrase to start from scratch. And at the far end of the race, you didn't know when to start. You knew where to start because of the scratch. There'd be somebody at the finish, they take a hat and drop it at the drop of the hat. And when you reach the final destination of the race, they'd have some piece of string or a wire that would come across, and that's where we get the phrase down to the wire. Every school year is a race, September to June, then we turn around after the summer and we run it again. And why do we run that race? Why do we test ourselves? Because we want to find out if we can succeed or not. If we didn't test ourselves, we would be lying on the ground the entire time. That's what babies do. That's how we're all born. So the question is, how do you test yourself? How do you move from lying on the ground to crawling, to barely standing, and then walking, and then running, skipping, and jumping? If you never tried, you'd be still on the ground. It's a race for all of us, and we want to find success. I heard recently that a definition for success is being excited to go to work and then being excited to go home. That's what we want for you. We want you to be excited about what you do, where you do it, and the people that surround you. A few days ago at the University of Maryland, they had their commencement, and Kermit the Frog gave the commencement address. It was called a commencement, their words, not mine. And Kermit said in his green and very wise way, rather than jumping over someone to get what you want, consider reaching out your hand and taking the leap side by side, because life is better when we leap together. That's what we want for you. We want success wrapped up in kindness, race after race after race. To the seniors, congratulations. To 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, thank you and congratulations. And I'm happy that we can start this ceremony. Thank you.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Each year, the school takes pleasure in honoring certain members of the student body for their high scholarship by electing them to membership in the Cum Laude Society. The society was organized in 1906 to encourage and reward meritorious achievement in secondary school academic work. It is the counterpart of Phi Beta Kappa. The Rutgers Preparatory School Charter was chartered in 1922. Election is based on a student's complete and full record in the school. To be eligible, a student must have an honor average at the time of election. The motto of the Cum Laude Society is Excellence, Justice, Honor. The distinguished record you have made at school has won for you membership in the Cum Laude Society. This society is a fellowship of scholars whose purpose is to recognize excellence in academic work. As you pursue your education, it is our hope that you will accept the honor of membership in the society as a responsibility to make some contribution to humanity's continuing search for greater understanding of people and society. The major objective of the society is to recognize academic excellence. In addition, the Greek motto of the Cum Laude Society, arete, excellence, dike, justice, and time, honor, specifies qualities which each member should have as his or her personal goal and should endeavor to encourage in society at large. The word arete includes the concept of excellence in the moral sense and is not limited to the ideal of superiority and scholarship, nor does it involve the endeavor of competing primarily for academic grades. The word dike includes the concept of what is suitable and appropriate as well as just. An interpretation of the word time includes the concept of dignity and true worth as well as honor. In testimony of your admission to the Cum Laude Society, by the authority of the society duly granted, I now present to you the certificate of membership. When Dr. Cooper calls your name, please come and stand in front of the stage facing the audience. Stay in place until everyone has been recognized. Please refrain from applause until everyone has been introduced. You can collect your certificate from Dr. Cooper or me at the end of the ceremony.
The following members of the senior class were elected last year: Gari Balasubramanian, Renee Bu Mansour, Kelly Chang, Sherwin Zhang, Jenning Liu, Leela Menon, Promit Mukhopadhyay, Avery Sanfilippo, Archisha Sonig, Hansini Velachetti. Now we are pleased to induct the following 10 members from the senior class: Shitian Li, Michael Chang, Ling Ji, Lillian Siegel, Chris Patel, Jincheng Fong, Ishan Parikh, Amalia Sampalis, Saima Jaitley, Claire Maldoni. Now we are pleased to induct the following 10 members from the junior class: Siddharth Balajapali, Mimansa Kumar, Jay Chavan, Nitya Kathiravan, Shruti Balachandar, Nathaniel Lawton, Anushka Gabala, Sarah Tien, Ryan Lax, Adrish Bomik, and Matthew Finkelstein. Congratulations.
You can leave now. Thank you.
In 1982, the Parents Association of Rutgers Preparatory School established an award to recognize students who showed the greatest improvement in their academic, extracurricular, and social endeavors during the previous school year. When selecting the winners, the faculty focused on students who have made a commitment to learning rather than exclusively on the outcome in terms of grades. These awards are a wonderful and timely recognition of those qualities in a student which are so rewarding to observe. This year's Parents Association Award winner is Davi Suarez.
Will you guys pose for a picture when it comes up, or the JJ's in the back? Right?
Yep.
It's at- it's at- Hi, Michael. How are you?
Thank you.
You can fix the mic if you like.
Thank you. During my first year at prep, I had someone else as my geometry teacher, but occasionally my mom would check in on my homework. Like so many impatient geometry students before and after me, I would complain, why do I have to bother with the proof if we both know I got the right answer? My mom taught me that the proof demonstrates an understanding not only of the what, but of the how and the why. In the world beyond high school, the what isn't always clear, and the how and the why become even more important. To get to that understanding, you have to show your work. Susan Guin always showed her work. As a teacher, administrator, and member of the Rutgers Prep community for 27 years. In showing her work, she demonstrated a thorough understanding of the what, the how, and the why of educating. She excelled at teaching the most gifted students. She once led an entire calculus class to perfect scores on the AP exam. But she also excelled at helping not-so-gifted students. Since her retirement, I've heard from numerous prep alumni who fondly remembered her for helping them get a little bit better at a subject that was hard for them, or simply for making them feel like they mattered at a difficult time in their life. She saw every student for who they were and made it her mission to help them become who they could be. Susan Guin was dedicated to her work, to this school, and to all of its students. She retired 20 years ago, and it struck me that no current student here was alive when she was working here. I'm thrilled that members of the Rutgers Prep community still remember her so fondly, and I love that the portal to her old office is still Mrs. Guin's window. But her legacy needs to be more than a window, and from now on, it will be. The Susan Guin Award honors a member of the RPS Upper School's faculty, staff, or administration who has demonstrated the meritorious ability to see students and to understand the guidance, lessons, and challenges that motivate each student to succeed. The inaugural recipient of the Susan Guin Award is revered by students, faculty, and administrators alike. A faculty nominator noted, he can talk anyone down any cliff, and his advice will never take you down the wrong path. His students shared that he has a unique ability to make topics understandable and engaging, and he has shown time and time and again that my voice matters, and so does everyone else's. It is fitting that the first recipient worked side by side with my mom for 26 of her first 27 years at prep. I'm proud to present the first Susan Guin Award to Ralph Avella. Gratitude, Chief. Thank you.
You see JJ, Ralph? Come to the right. Come to the right. Right and right.
Every year, school council votes on nominations for students for the Frank V. Sperduto Award. This award is given to a senior who shows unusual concern, spirit, and service to the school community. This year's recipient is the perfect embodiment of this award as she displays concern, spirit, and service to her school community. However, nothing about her dedication to this school is unusual. It would not be unusual to find Julia Opong Marfo diligently serving our community during Burger Blast. It would not be unusual to find Julia passionately leading our school during Spirit Week. It would not be unusual to find Julia opening up morning meeting with an energetic smile. And it would not be unusual to find Julia organizing one of the largest cane drops in school history. Nor would it be unusual to find Julia going above and beyond in her role as president for this community. For Julia, this is the usual. And on behalf of school council and the entire Rutgers Prep community, thank you for all you've done. Congratulations, Julia.
You guys pose for a picture. JJ is right there on the top.
The Alexander Johnston History Prize is awarded to recognize sustained and genuine interest in the study of history, both inside and outside the classroom. This year's winner loves history so much, she literally eats it up. At the past two upper school cultural fairs, she created a table featuring the cuisines of ancient Greece and Rome. She knows just how to share the magic of history with her peers in a fun, appealing way, from her leadership of the Argo Archive project to putting up wanted posters of teachers featuring historical photos of them pulled from ancient yearbooks. I still can't decide whether that's a tremendously touching thing to do or a tremendously cruel thing to do. I think touching. She has consistently challenged herself in the most rigorous classes and has triumphed in all of them. Congratulations to a true lover of history, Leela Menon. Of course. There you go. Well done.
The New Jersey Council of Social Studies Award is presented to a senior who has achieved excellence in social studies scholarship. This year's winner has excelled in the social sciences at every level. Described by his AP Econ teacher as intelligent, friendly, and deeply insightful, he connects theory to the real world with rare clarity. His AP World teacher praises his critical thinking and daily dedication to excellence. I personally can say he sees the big picture, past, present, and future, and brings a thoughtfulness to his work that elevates every discussion. Congratulations, Michael Chang, on this well-deserved recognition.
The Cornelia Livingston Van Rensselaer Strong Memorial Prize in the Humanities covers a wide range of pursuits, including philosophy, history, literature, and world languages. About this year's recipient, Mr. Luce writes, "She is a thoughtful, intelligent, and kind person who added a great amount of gravitas to our AP Gov classroom." Ms. Angelos adds, "Sometimes you award the student who knows the most about literature, sometimes you award the student who feels the most deeply about literature, but with this student it's both. She is deeply moved by the beauty and sadness of the world around her and expresses all this in graceful prose of her own." And Ms. Courchette notes, "This student's essay writing in French is so clear, well organized, and elegant that I knew at once that she must be an outstanding writer in her other humanities classes as well." On behalf of the department chairs, it is my honor to present the Humanities Prize to Janning Liu. I will be presenting the next three awards on behalf of Ms. Angelos, who couldn't be here. The Joyce Kilmer Prize is awarded to the senior who has excelled in English language, literature, and composition, searching diligently for clues to prove your case, synthesizing your evidence, and practicing radical empathy. These are the skills of a stellar English student, but they're also the hallmarks of an excellent doctor. Happily, this year's recipient, Jenica Benazer, is already the former and will one day become the latter. We are proud to send this compassionate, thoughtful young lady out into the world, ready to continue her commitment to hard work and carrying with her all the lessons of the heart and mind that the humanities can offer. Congratulations, Jenica. The Louisa J. Chasin Memorial Prize honors excellence in creative writing in 2 students this year, Anya Chada and Amalia Tsampalis. Opposites in many ways, Amalia quietly incisive and discerning, Anya chatty, enthusiastic, and improvisational. Amalia has been writing impressively, publishing for years. Anya is trying this out for the first time, but both brought invaluable insights to the workshop, were consistent in their presence and effort, and routinely surprised us with their writing. Amalia can beautifully express a complicated emotion in a tightly structured poem, and will spend hours painstakingly hand-painting a children's picture book until it's just right. Anya can write a short screenplay or story on a lark that is so subtle and heartbreaking she could send it out tomorrow. Both brought their best selves to class every day, all year long, and for that we award the Chasin Prize to Anya Chada and Amalia Tsampalis. The Excelsior Award. John Ruskin wrote, "Quality is never an accident, it is always the result of intelligent effort." Our 2 Excelsior editors put in endless effort this year, and as a result, the spring issue of our magazine was the strongest RPS has produced in several years. Flipping through the pages, it might seem effortlessly excellent, but we know that every inch of those pages is the result of hundreds of clicks, clips, and edits made by 2 indefatigable, talented editors. The recipients of the Excelsior Award are Chisha Sonig and Sanjana Doguru.
The Argo Award is presented to outgoing senior editors for their dedication to the school newspaper. This year's senior editors remind me of the Beatles. The Beatles not only changed rock music forever, each member of that band could have easily led their own band to stardom. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, George Harrison, each of these are legends in their own right. And I know what's going through the minds of the senior editors right now. They're wondering, which one of us does Dr. Morgart think is Ringo? But that misses the point. The point is how remarkable these 4 students have been and their ability to resurrect and redesign the Argo over the past 2 years. Over my 17 years of teaching, and look, I've taught over 2,000 students and I've collaborated with over 100 colleagues. I can confidently say that in all that experience, I have never seen a group of people, let alone teenagers, work as cohesively and as effectively as these 4 have. They have earned my respect, they have earned my admiration. And today, I'm genuinely honored to be presenting them, this Fab 4, with the Argo Award. Please join me in celebrating Renee Beaumontsor, Kelly Chang, Michael Chang, and Claire Maldani.
The Ray Peachy Class of 1965 Bridge Builder Award. Each year, this award will go to an RPS student who best reaches across all divides to bring people together, to mentor, and to teach. That individual who sets the best example for their peers in the classroom, on the field, and in the community. My first memory of this student is of watching her in action as she led a very lively group of RPS first graders through the steps of their dance for the Diwali show. As a teacher to these young people, she was thorough and yet relaxed. She was focused, confident, and flexible. I later discovered, in my role as her college counselor, that this student was a key leader behind the entire show. And that is just one example. Saima brings the same unifying energy to everything that she does. She has led with integrity as class vice president, key club ambassador, senior prefect, a varsity lacrosse player, mock trial president, soccer manager, and so much more. In every role, she builds community with clarity and compassion. It is my honor to present the Ray Peachy Class of 1965 Bridge Builder Award to Saima Jaitley.
The Rutgers Preparatory School academic team competes in challenges in Somerset County's academic league against 9 other teams. The matches test the students' knowledge of a wide variety of topics, including pop culture, sports, and current events, along with traditional academic subjects such as literature, sciences, and history. We would now like to recognize the members of the varsity academic team. Will the following members please come up to receive your certificate? Please hold your applause until all names have been read. Jenica Benazer, team co-captain. Leela Menon, team co-captain. Jachin Stephen Lee.
This year, I have the honor of presenting the Math Prize to 2 extraordinary students. The first presents an insight into the mathematical world unparalleled, and the second brings a quiet determination to his work that few other students can match. While the first recipient enrolled in my advanced topics class for 1 year and moved on to pursue math in his independent work, he continued to ask big picture questions, always finding ways to make interconnected relationships between his studies. The second recipient stayed in my topics class for another year, diligently mastering every aspect of any subject I could throw at him, never allowing himself room for misinterpretation. No matter the amount of math I threw at these 2 gentlemen, they always kept coming back, somehow with a smile. It is my privilege to award this year's Class of 1876 Prize in Mathematics to Michael Chang and Jichen Stephen Lee. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Come on. These are big ones. They're heavy too.
The Joseph Bradshaw 1948 Science Prize remembers the late Honorable Joseph Bradshaw, RPS class of 1948, former trustee of the school and loyal and active alumnus. It is awarded to a graduating senior who has exhibited the highest achievement, interest, and promise in all the sciences. Our winner this year is an exceptional senior with a profound grasp of science and a remarkable ability to dissect complex phenomena from bottom to top. His insightful questions, rigorous problem solving, and insatiable curiosity have consistently impressed his teachers and peers. It is my pleasure to present this year's Joseph Bradshaw 1948 Science Prize to Promit Mukhopadhyay.
The class of 1961 prize in biological science is awarded in memory of its class president, David Martin Weiss. The award recognizes talent and promise in the biological sciences. This winner exemplifies excellence in every arena, whether making waves in the pool, leading in the classroom, or shining on academic team. Their stellar performance in AP Biology was matched by their passion for learning. They stood out in Waxman, and in Advanced Waxman helped secure university access for their research. Presenting at a professional conference capped off a year, indicating an extraordinary future ahead. On behalf of the entire science department, I am delighted to award this year's class of 1961 prize in biology to Gauri Balasubramanian.
The Robert J. Brzezinski Memorial Award is presented to a senior who has demonstrated excellence in the field of science. This award is funded by a trust established in the will of Robert's father, Edward J. Brzezinski. Intelligence, curiosity, service. These words describe our winner this year. He demonstrated excellence both in and outside of his science classes. For 2 years, he helped to organize and teach engineering to our middle school students over Thanksgiving and spring breaks. His motivation and drive led him to push the boundaries of what is possible for an independent study, and with his classmate, designed and built a functional go-kart. We're excited to see what lies ahead for this recipient. It gives me great pleasure to present this year's Robert J. Brzezinski Class of 1970 Memorial Award to Sawyer Moss.
Good. The Shore Latin Prize, endowed by the Shore family in honor of their daughter Jennifer, the winner in 1985, is awarded annually to the senior who has taken all the possible Latin courses, has earned high grades, and who has exhibited a high degree of both academic and personal integrity. This year's recipient of the Latin Prize is a student combining academic scholarship with an active and impactful engagement in the performing arts. She has been a featured performer in Rutgers Prep's theatrical and choral productions, and has also performed in many outside-of-school plays and concerts. In addition, she is an astounding young scholar of Latin writings. Putting creativity together with dogged perseverance, that is, rehearsal, practice, homework, yields a higher level of performance and discovery. Stephen Jobs spoke highly of this and knowingly about this combination. Our recipient has also learned the valuable lesson in the classroom pursuing academics and in the theater with her fellow actors and vocalists. It is my honor and my privilege to award the 2025 Shore Latin Prize to Cordelia Lucid.
From the very beginning, Michael Chang has made learning French look easy. It is not easy. Yet it seems inevitable in hindsight that he would learn to fluency. He is naturally curious, remarkably dedicated, and somehow always lighthearted while grappling with challenging topics that frustrate everyone else. He has never once complained about more work or difficulty. The closest he's ever come in my class was when he encounters something really complicated and he chuckles with a delighted, whoa, like a biologist seeing an especially fascinating bug. Life can be difficult, so Michael, I wish for you to always experience this joy of yours. Félicitations.
Northeast Conference for the Teaching of Foreign Languages. This year's recipient has studied not one, but two of the world languages offered at the upper school level and has not only mastered both the languages, but also brought them to life through leadership and devotion. She has achieved high grades in Spanish and has never received anything less than an A in Chinese. But more than grades, she truly understands languages and their cultural significance. Whether breaking down complex grammatical concepts, appreciating the depth of Chinese traditions, or advocating for the culture as student council member, Kylie always shines and imparts her positivity to fellow students and the community. Kelly Chan, it's been an honor to have you. 祝贺你, congratulations.
The Computer Prize honors those who excel in coding and logic where ideas dwell. HP, symbols of innovation and drive, mirror two students who make code come alive. With precision, creativity, and passion untold, they solve every problem, both daring and bold. So it's my honor, with pride in my voice, to name Hansini Velichetti Promit Mukhopadhyay as our top choice.
Rhode Island School of Design Book Award. The RISD Book Prize is awarded each year to a senior who has shown superior talent within the visual arts. Severa res est verum gaudium. Hard work is true joy. This award winner brings our school's Latin motto to life. She is disciplined in a manner that allows her to craft extremely impressive handmade artworks in the studio. The yin to that yang is her flexibility and openness to exploring new directions that lead to more complex compositions and greater final masterworks. For her focus, her determination, that together make the light of her talent shine brightly, the department is happy to award the 2025 RISD Book Award to Avery Sanfilippo. The D. Harrison Burns Memorial Prize. Rutgers Prep honors former art chair Harrison Burns with this memorial prize and recognizes the senior or seniors who most clearly demonstrate a passion and commitment to the visual arts. This is the first time the department felt we must award 2 Burns winners. One took a record-tying 7 classes during these 4 years. Thus, the other's 8 classes is record-breaking. It's not the math that makes both Renee Beaumensor and Claire Maldani award winners. It's their separate and similar passions. Renee, for her first art class, since her first art class, consistently throughout, uplifts the studio. And in this final year, in an independent study entitled Universal Design, envisions how to make the Rutgers Prep campus even more accessible for everyone. Claire did not take an independent study, but the word independent rushes to the mind. Frequent museum trips have built Claire's colorful knowledge of artists and art periods. On campus, Claire brilliantly crafted works. One work brings viewers from 1-point to 2-point perspectives and beyond. For both of their perspectives and passions, we award Renee Beaumensor and Claire Maldani with the Burns Prize.
Taking 4 years of acting class is not for the faint of heart or fickle of mind, and it is this student's strong sense of his own character, as well as his willingness to connect with and play other characters, that make him deserving of this year's drama prize. He's someone you can count on to spend a free period filming a middle school performance, as well as to deliver a complex Shakespearean eulogy. In the last 2 years of advanced acting class, he sometimes gravitated towards characters aggrieved by circumstance, a condition he may have found relatable after being challenged to venture outside his comfort zone in acting exercises, scripts, or unusual costumes. Despite the occasional aggrievement, he excels at both taking direction and finding his own unique ways to bring a character to life with care, humor, and enviable comic timing. Congratulations, Colin Ford.
The Dance Award is for excellence in dance artistry and movement performance. This year's recipient is that and more. Amalia has shown an outstanding appreciation for dance since first meeting her in Pom Squad. Her commitment to Pom Squad extended to dance when she joined her junior year. She came to class eager to learn and ready to accept any challenge I threw at her. Her dedication to helping others learn a routine or a trick in class, attending rehearsals, and her relentless commitment to attend games is all admirable. Please help me congratulate this year's 2025 Dance Award recipient, Amalia Sampoulos.
The Krish Coley Music Prize was endowed by the Kakalis family to honor a senior who has made contributions, not unlike the prize's namesake, Krish Coley, class of 2020, whose love of music permeated his extracurricular endeavors and academic pursuits while a student. This year's winner is known throughout the department for her exceptional commitment, talent, and passion. Kelly Chang is an independent and hardworking student who strives for musical excellence. As a leader, she has worked to be pragmatic, inclusive, and fair, working alongside her peers. She's left her mark of distinction on countless areas in our program, notably in running Fusion Ensemble, as a leader in orchestra, and in the musical pit orchestras. And she's done it all with humility and positivity. Kelly, thank you for your remarkable contributions.
It is a pleasure to recognize those seniors who have excelled in the area of community service this year. Together, over 45 students completed over 5,700 hours of volunteer service in one school year. Organizations that have benefited from the volunteer efforts of these seniors include Rise Against Hunger, youth leadership programs, and numerous temples, churches, cultural societies, as well as community-run summer programs and camps for youth. We're pleased to present honor level certificates to the following members of the class of 2025 for volunteering more than 50 hours of service this year. Seniors, though you don't have programs on your chairs, you know who you are. Please stand up to receive recognition at this service. You know who you are. Congratulations, and thank you for your commitment to service. The Florence and Stanley Calfelt Community Service Award was created decades ago by the Keller family to honor the Calfelts' many years of service to Rutgers Prep and to recognize outstanding commitment to service amongst our seniors. Rutgers Prep created the Honors 250 Award to acknowledge those students who exhibited exceptional leadership and dedication to volunteerism by completing at least 250 hours of service in one school year. A few years ago, we felt it fitting to create a new award that would reflect all of those qualities we find so important at RPS in our senior class. At this ceremony, I'm honored to award the CalFed Award for Outstanding Community Service to 8 deserving students who together accumulated over 2,200 hours of service for the 24-25 school year. From local churches, temples, hospitals, to community outreach programs, our very own Diwali show, and global NGOs to emergency service programs, these students share their passions, their giving spirit, and their empathy across cultural and social divides near and far. We're very pleased to present this amazing recognition of service to these students, and they will receive their certificates after the ceremony. For today, again, you do not have a program. If your name is denoted in the program with an asterisk, you will receive a certificate after this event. All of my seniors, please stand to accept recognition for all of your volunteer service over the past 4 years. All of you.
Inspired by Bobby Farrell, class of 2012, and his classmates, the Hope Brings Strength Award honors someone whose selfless dedication to a cause positively impacts the life of others. It's given to a senior for his or her compassion as demonstrated through unselfish acts and a genuine concern for the well-being of our community. When discussing recipients for this award, two particular students came to mind because of the uniqueness in the ways they shared their desire to spread happiness in a community that had helped them in their early days on campus. Each one pursued dance outside of RPS, not only because of the passion for the art, but also because of the self-esteem and confidence they were able to find inside those studios. They then gave back endless hours of their experience mentoring younger students in that studio through our Diwali programs, supporting fundraisers, and spreading happiness, just like Bobby had chosen to do. They each found in those bright moments of pleasure the empathy and strength and desire to continue to share of themselves and their time, pouring countless hours into decorating their student lounges or the upper school office, or choosing special treats for their peers to enjoy, just to see them happy and content in their own community, in their own space, just as they had found. It is our most delightful pleasure to present the Hope Brings Strengths Award to Madison Lau and Anya Pathak.
Jennifer Halpern endowed a graduation award to recognize the qualities of scholarship, leadership, and service that were instilled in her by her parents. The Gertrude and Irving Goldstein Scholarship Prize is awarded to the outstanding senior who has taken challenging courses, has demonstrated leadership at Rutgers Prep, and has demonstrated a commitment to community service. A deeply thoughtful student, this year's Goldstein Prize winner exemplifies that combination of a quiet and enthusiastic leader. She's a perfectionist, yet she can work with anyone and make them feel seen and included. In addition to her academic prowess and dedication to excellence, she loves Rutgers Prep and has always done things to lift the community. She is involved in numerous activities and works hard for their success. I am thrilled to present a fellow Illini the Goldstein Prize, Kelly Chang. The Richard S. O'Connell Awards recognize a girl and a boy chosen each year as Rutgers Prep selections as Somerset County Scholar Athletes. The family of Dr. Bruce Metzger created the award to honor Dick O'Connell's outstanding service to the school as athletic director and coach in his work with their children. The O'Connell Award winners are outstanding athletes and excellent students. More importantly, they are both phenomenal people that embody the values of Rutgers Prep: perseverance, respect, empathy, and personal integrity. They have proven themselves to be leaders on campus and role models for younger students. Both have been extremely successful in their respective sports. It is my great pleasure to present the Richard S. O'Connell Awards to Addison Halpern and Chris Patel. You didn't think you'd get an award, so did you? Right? Congratulations.
Varsity R Award has been permanently endowed through the generous gift of Dr. and Mrs. Frances McGuire in memory of Mrs. McGuire's father. This award recognized participation in competitive team, sportsmanship, leadership, and competitive spirit. I've had the privilege to watch Evan Bikos develop in his time at Rutgers Prep and leave his mark on programs as well as other students. We are fortunate to send him to the Skyline Conference Leadership Summit, and I've watched his voice grow. His wrestling coach, Mike Lamb, said As the captain of the wrestling team, Evan sets the tone for all of us on the mat and in the room. Hardworking, tough, resilient, and dedication are some of the words that come to mind when he discussed Evan. He's a true competitor and has a respect of his teammates, opponents, and coaches. I'm extremely honored to recognize the 2025 Varsity R Award winner, Evan Bakos.
Girls Athletic Association Award. This award for excellence in athletics has been permanently endowed through the generous gift of Dr. and Mrs. Frances McGuire in memory of Mrs. McGuire's father, Shmuel Eisman, grandfather Michelle, class of 1987. This award recognizes participation on competitive teams, sportsmanship, leadership, teamwork, and competitive spirit. Like many extraordinarily talented, capable, self-sacrificing, and thoroughly committed people, this year's recipient is all those adjectives and more. In a world too often filled with injustice and jealousy, it is wonderful to see someone get the recognition she so justly deserves for so genuine a record of accomplishment. Addie's athletic accomplishments are many and elite, and not just at the high school level. She not only was named the Coach's National High School Soccer Player of the Year, she was a two-time All-American and a two-time national player in New Jersey. She also represented the U.S. women's national team as a U20 World Cup team member. This award for exceptional accomplishments goes to a most exceptional person, Addie Halpern.
The Raymond Hayes McGovern Prize honors a senior varsity athlete who exemplifies excellence in academics. This year's recipient has anchored the girls lacrosse team in goal for 3 seasons and helped set a new record as part of the swim relay team. She earned the Girls Lacrosse Coaches Award as a sophomore for stepping into goal without prior experience, and she holds the highest GPA among all varsity athletes. She is a leader, a scholar, and a true competitor on the field, in the pool, and in the classroom. This year's recipient is Gari Balasubramanian.
Seniors receiving acknowledgement with graduating with fine arts concentration or an emphasis in the academics have completed 4 consecutive years of study within one of the fine arts. This shows a commitment above and beyond their 2-year arts requirement, and the upper school faculty felt that this recognition was appropriate and deserved. Seniors earning certificates of academic emphasis fulfilled specific requirements set by the upper school department chairs and administration within one of the 5 areas of concentration. These requirements are a combination of courses taken over 4 years in the upper school. These areas of emphasis represent the individual ways that our students partake in our academic program. Each student at Rutgers Prep has a unique and specific academic program, and these concentrations help us acknowledge personalized programs of study, very much like a college major or minor. Concentration and emphasis inclusion is also represented on your final transcript. Therefore, seniors, if you are receiving a fine arts concentration or an academic emphasis, congratulations. It's denoted on your final transcript as well as in the program. Congratulations.
Today, we proudly recognize our senior peer leaders, 11 outstanding individuals who served as mentors to this year's freshman class. Through the peer leadership program, they offer steady guidance, encouragement, support, and fun, helping younger students transition into life at RPS with confidence.
This group went above and beyond, whether through check-ins or advisory meetings that addressed meaningful topics with honesty, creativity, and care. Their work sparked important conversations and created a stronger, more connected community. When I call your names, please stand. Ava Ballard. Evan Bakos. Jenica Benazer. Kelly Chang. Sawyer Moss. Ishan Parikh. Ariana Pert. Mohit Reddy. Maya Chamier. Davi Suarez. And Michaela Villajoaquin. Your leadership, kindness, and commitment have left a lasting impact. You've helped shape the culture of RPS, and your legacy will live on in the students you've mentored. Thank you and congratulations.
The Senior Prefect Program is a long-standing RPS tradition of service and leadership. Every year at Honors Convocation, we recognize this special group of seniors that have served as mentors, leaders, and helpers. This recognition is named in honor of Mrs. Helen Bradford, who served as assistant principal of the upper school from 1981 to 1987 and helped to expand the program. This year marks the first time the recognition is awarded since her passing last December. Dear prefects, your assistance, hard work, and sense of pride in our school made our community a better place every day. You welcomed new students, guided visitors on campus, and volunteered to help in any capacity you were asked to, all while keeping up with all of your other responsibilities in and outside of school. Your support proved invaluable, especially at a time when it was needed most. You were the students of whom we counted on again and again. We are proud of you and the commitment that you consistently demonstrated. Please rise so that we can acknowledge your service and dedication.
Congratulations to everyone that's earned awards and recognition here today. I mentioned it at morning meetings, grades 9, 10, and 11, that none of you mistaked your way up here, all right? That you made intentional commitments to what you did, and we want to recognize that and celebrate. I'd like to close this ceremony today talking about a current faculty member. This current faculty member, lovingly referred to by other faculty members as the Hawk, Mr. Ben Hawkins, all right? I teach my class in Mr. Hawkins' classroom, okay? How many of you ever had a class in Mr. Hawkins' classroom? There's quite a few, all right? Those of you that have been in the Hawks classroom, okay, know that it really reflects him. Although, if you walk in and you wouldn't know it was his classroom, there's nothing on the wall to make you think it is. Well, now there is. But before that, you'd walk in and there's nothing in there. There's not a picture of him on his own wall. Now there is. If you notice, there's not a picture on the wall. There's not a picture of his family. There's not a picture of his parents. There's not a picture of his fiance. I hope she's not here. But how you know it's Mr. Hawkins' classroom is that his walls are covered by student work, okay? Because if you know Mr. Hawkins, you know his classroom is about his students. When I was teaching my class this year, sometime in the middle of the springtime, I walked in and couldn't help but notice a brand new piece of art on the wall. This piece of art was a flag, and in the middle of that flag was a picture of a very, very smiley medieval warrior. All right. I have to check with Mr. Cohen, but I'm pretty sure that medieval warriors were not allowed to be that smiley. But unbeknownst to him, the Hawks Advisory, all right, put together this present for him, which was a flag. It has a big picture of the Hawk in chainmail with the Crusaders outfit on, big grin on his face. They even measured, without him knowing, while he was in the classroom, measured out the space where they wanted it to go. And now it's part of that classroom. And so yes, now he has a picture of himself on the wall of his classroom. If you are in the Hawks Advisory, please stand up. Well done. Well done. It became very quickly my favorite wall hanging in the upper school. But for me, it really symbolizes the nature of the relationship between Mr. Hawkins and his advisory. Okay? It's that close that something like that is displayed in his room by them. All right? There is obviously a strong relationship and a strong connection. Well done, Mr. Hawkins. And I tell you this story, and I could go down the list of faculty members who connect with you every day. And I mean to do it so that you will take some pride with me and help me to recognize your faculty. A few more thank yous, and then we'll get inside some air conditioning. I would like you to help me thank Mr. Demansky and Ms. Bautista Work for steering the ship all year long and giving to you everything you needed. Let's give them a round of applause. I want you to help me recognize Mrs. Sanalasso and Mrs. Ryan for everything they do. All their thoughts are of you. I'd like to give a quick shout out and thank you to Dr. Loy as leader of our community. Seniors, we've much more to celebrate. 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, I hope you were paying attention. 11th graders in particular, you're going to be sitting here next year. Will you come up here? That's the question. All right? Be thoughtful about what you do. Everybody have a fantastic summer. Seniors, I'll see you in Baldwin Hall in a few minutes. Have a great summer.